The Westerplatte Peninsula in the Gdansk harbour channel. This is where the shots were fired that marked the start of the Second World War. Polish marine conservationist Olga Sana is worried about the threat posed by contaminants and munitions that are still lying at the bottom of the Baltic Sea.
There is at least 80 to 100 wrecks in the Baltic that are potentially dangerous to the environment and might still contain a big amount of oil in them. And if it leaks, the whole ecosystem of the Baltic will be endangered.
The Franken poses the most serious threat. The German oil tanker was torpedoed by Soviet aircraft in the Gulf of Gdansk at the end of the war. The wreck has been decomposing on the seabed for 75 years and still has fuel in its hull. Olga Sana fears that the Franken could soon break apart with devastating consequences. Marcin Pawełczyk is a diver and has confirmed that the vessel is badly corroded. But the two environmental activists say no one is prepared to take responsibility.
Some people say that the past owners of the wreck should be responsible. Some say that the countries in which waters the wrecks are responsible for taking actions on the wrecks. So this is basically why this is such a complicated issue, because there is no clear definition of who's responsible and who should take action.
The Baltic seabed is littered with potentially dangerous munitions. At the Institute of Oceanography in Gdansk, researchers are examining samples, such as these rusty containers of chemical warfare agents tracked down by Professor Jacek Bełdowski.
It's about 40 to 42,000 tons. Generally, it's estimated like the majority of it is in the Bornholm Basin. It's about 38 to 40,000 tons. Whereas about 2,000 tons it's in the Gotland differently. But if some of them, large amount, corrode at the same time in a small amount, but you will have a large release, then you can have this poison cloud moving like 15 kilometers away and killing everything on the way.
Ecosystems in the Baltic Sea are already under threat. Fertilizers from agriculture end up in the sea and are causing low oxygen levels that are becoming critical for many species. For Olga Sana and her fellow activists, the Baltic is a major part of the Polish cultural identity and must be protected.
For every Pole, the Baltic has some special place in our hearts. I mean, I spend every holiday, every summer at the seaside since I was a little girl. So we kind of have this connection with the Baltic, even if we're not strictly from here.
Sana says the oil in the Franken needs to be drained immediately to prevent an environmental disaster in the scenic Gdansk Bay. Salvaging the entire tanker is too risky. And in fact, shipwrecks attract marine life and actually help ecosystems to flourish.
The only thing you would see on the bottom is just sand. There's not much life. Life is where the wrecks are. You can see big fishes, sometimes sea lions. So it's really good to have those wrecks and to take care of them and to preserve them.
The toxic legacy of the Second World War urgently needs to be dealt with. Time is running out. Olga Sana talks to the media as often as she can, tirelessly sounding the alarm. Unless action is taken, Gdansk could soon be witnessing an environmental catastrophe.